Hi guys, it is Cara the BUBBLELUsh and Logan. So he's sleeping right now. I don't know if he'll be able to sleep through all my talking, but I figured I couldn't really do a 2-week postpartum update about baby and mom without showing the baby, because let's be honest, you guys just want to see the baby. Let me do it up close. You can see him real quick. Oh, that's real cute. Put your finger in your mouth. So when he was born, he weighed 7 pounds, 8.8 ounces. He was by far our smallest baby. William was 9 pounds and Hannah was 9.5 pounds, so he is the tiniest baby I've ever held. Yes. When he went for his first checkup, his first weight check after that, at about a day and a half old, he was down to 7 pounds 3 ounces. And then at 2.5 days old, he was 7 pounds even. So that's the lowest that was recorded for him, and he lost about 9 ounces in the hospital. Yeah. So at 5 days old, he went back to the pediatrician, or he went to the pediatrician for a check on his belly ribbon because he had a little bit of jaundice. We couldn't tell at first because his complexion was so red. It wasn't until his eyes, I call them highlighter eyeballs because it's really scary. Like, I woke up one morning, I looked at the baby, and he had like yellow eyeballs. It looked like someone colored him with a highlighter. So it never got bad enough that he needed any therapy or anything like that, but he definitely started to take on a yellow tinge. And they just wanted to keep an eye on it after he was discharged. So they had us go to the pediatrician that Monday. We were discharged on a Saturday. So 5 days old, the pediatrician took one look at him and was like, I'm not gonna poke him, like, he's totally fine. As long as he's peeing and pooping plenty, like, he's fine. Yeah. And at that checkup, he weighed 7 pounds 1 ounce, so he just gained an ounce in like 2 days. Now, fast forward to our lactation consultant appointment on day 14, so 2 weeks old. I would have thought that he had gained some weight because he's peeing and pooping like a champ. He's not a very good nurser, which I'll talk about in a separate video, but I knew that their supply wasn't an issue. I had plenty of milk, so I thought that he would be pretty close to his birth weight, and he only weighed 7 pounds 3 ounces. So in like 9-10 days, he only gained 2 ounces. That's not very good. So we changed up our nursing routine, which again I'll talk about in a breastfeeding vlog. But today, at 16 days old, which is why I've waited to do this video, he had his 2-week pediatrician child checkup, and he is up to 7 pounds 6.2 ounces. So he was born 7 8.8, and he's now 7 6.2. So he's getting closer. He's almost at birth weight. But he's a skinny guy. He's in the 13.5 percentile. So he is still tiny. He was born 21 inches long, and today at 16 days old he is 21.5 inches old, so he's gained a whole ½ inch. And he is in the 89th percentile, so very long and lean, which is kind of on track with how William was too. William was very tall and thin, and he kind of still is, so it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. He is by far the calmest baby I've ever seen. I was reading on this, on the paperwork from our 2-week checkup, and they said it's normal for a newborn to cry between 2 and 3 hours a day, and I was like, oh, he cries maybe a combined total of a ½ an hour in an entire day, maybe. He just, I guess we're pretty responsive. As soon as he starts crying, I pick him up and offer the breast or change his diaper or whatever the problem is, and then he's totally fine. So he's a very calm baby, and in the same regard, he sleeps really well. He's been pretty consistent with a 9:30 bedtime, and then he usually nurses about every 3 hours. So right now he's sleeping, we tried out the Momma for the first couple nights because it has a really nice incline. He was spinning up a little bit, and also it takes up a smaller footprint, so it's easier for me to get in and out of bed post-cesarean, instead of having to navigate around a big co-sleeper. So for the first 2 weeks, he slept in the Momma, and then I brought him into bed to nurse him and put him back in the Momma. So that worked really well, and now we're starting to use the co-sleeper now that I can sit up and get in and out of bed easier. I hinted a bit about nursing, and again, I'm just going to make a whole video about breastfeeding. I figure it's World Breastfeeding Week, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but it has been harder than my other 2 babies, so. But it's okay, you're worth it, we'll figure it out. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. Good mama. Oh, yeah. Oh. Just like my other babies, he hit 2 weeks old and started getting some baby acne. He was born with the, I think it's milia, it's like white dots all over his nose, which I thought was kind of cute. But now he's getting a little bit of the blotchiness and the bumpiness like across his forehead. And he has some like little pimples, little whiteheads underneath his eyes, kind of on the top of his cheeks. But it's not too bad. He doesn't look very good when you take his picture with a flash. It makes his complexion look really bad. But he's cute. He's super cute. Yeah. And so far, knock on wood, I'm sitting on a wooden chair. He has not lost his hair like Hannah and William did. So hopefully he keeps it. You see this brown hair? This throws me for a loop too. William was very pale with white blonde hair, and this guy has a much darker complexion with darker hair. It's kind of weird. So he's our special little boy, aren't you? You're just a surprise all around. Yeah. You can smile. I love the little baby smiles. They're so cute. So newborn clothes are a little baggy on him. He's definitely in newborn clothes. He's cloth diapered about 50% of the time right now. He pees and poops a lot, like a champ. And I have a pretty good size newborn stash, but with a family of 5 and we've been busy, it's getting kind of hard to keep up on the cloth diaper laundry. So that's kind of the only thing stopping us from cloth diapering all the time. So he's about 50% in cloth diapers, and then the other time we're mainly using the Honest newborn size diapers, which I like. I don't mind them. I think they fit pretty well. The Velcro is definitely like way overlapped. He is a skinny little waisted guy. So the newborn diapers are big. Like you have to make them fit them. But they're working. Oh, you're just so peaceful. You're doing so good, buddy. You're like a natural born vlogger. Look at that. Okay, so a little bit about me. At 2 weeks postpartum, I am currently down 18.5 pounds, so I'm really close to pre-pregnancy weight, and hopefully with breastfeeding and everything, that'll just kind of keep slowly coming off. I think I'm to the point where I have to work on it now, though. I don't think it's going to come easy anymore, which is a bummer. So I feel extremely rested, and it's all because of this guy. He is a pretty consistent sleeper, and when he wakes up, he fusses, enough to wake me up and let me know that he's hungry. He nurses, and then he goes right back to sleep. So he's not awake for long periods in the middle of the night. It's pretty low drama, which is really good. And my husband has been very, very helpful. So my husband wakes up with the kids when they wake up in the morning, and we're able to steal like an extra hour of sleep. This guy, if he's like cuddled up next to me, he will sleep and sleep and sleep. So usually when he wakes up for that like 7 a.m. feed and kind of the kids are waking up too, from that point on I keep him next to me because I'm kind of awake, but I'm just like snoozing, I guess. So he usually sleeps on my chest, and we get some like really good bonding snuggle time in, and that's like an awesome hour in the morning when I just get to spend with him, and even though he's asleep, like, still really good bonding. I like it a lot. So that's been very helpful with my husband. Speaking of my husband, he is taking 6 weeks of paternity leave. I am beyond spoiled. We canceled basically all of our summer vacation plans in order for him to be able to do that, and he didn't really take any time off from the time we found out we were pregnant at Christmas until now. He took off like my son's birthday, and that was it. So he's using up all of his vacation time and everything to take 6 weeks off, and it has been great. Also, my in-laws were here for a week. They came, I think when he was like 5-6 days old, and they stayed for a week. So that was really great. We were able to go out and do things as a family with them, and then some days they went out and Logan and I stayed home. So it was a nice little combination of, spending time together and having that help. They did a great job like cleaning the kitchen and stuff. It was so helpful. And then it also allowed us, Logan and I, to have like some time to establish breastfeeding and just recover from everything. So that was really great. I've had a lot of support and help. So I talked about it a little bit on Facebook about, I guess they call it baby blues. I hate that name though. I think baby blues makes it sound like you're depressed, and I don't really find myself to be depressed at all, but I'm definitely having those like hormonal swings where you could think of crying and like your body's like, yes, crying, that sounds great. And you just get this like flood of hormones and you just start crying for no reason. I did this the other day at my like 2-week postpartum. They were like, how are you feeling emotionally? And I'm like, sometimes I could just cry for no reason. And then I just started crying. And I was like, see, like this, like what is this water coming out of my eyes? I'm not sad, I'm not upset, I'm not mad, I'm not depressed, but like my hormones just like flood every once in a while, and then I just start crying for no reason. And it's usually like 2 tears, you know, my eyes well up, 2 tears fall down, and then I'm like totally over it. It's the weirdest thing. But other than that, I haven't had very many issues with like postpartum baby blues or anything like that. That's been my main symptom, is just kind of those sporadic cry fests. I don't know. And since we're getting a little TMI, let's talk about kind of the postpartum recovery. As far as bleeding goes, it tapered off a lot around postpartum day like 10. It's still kind of there, but it's not nearly that big of a deal. My incision, according to my 2-week checkup, my incision's looking pretty good. They took the steri strips off, and it's just a matter of like, you know, letting it kind of air out and heal and stay dry and everything, and making sure like after showers and stuff that it stays dry. But that hasn't been an issue so far. Occasionally I get like a little pain, like a zipping pain kind of through my incision, but for the most part I haven't been in that much pain since probably around 12 days postpartum. I think that was the last time I took any pain medicine. So I was definitely the person like at the hospital like every 3 or 4 hours, whatever it was, that they like came around for pain meds. I was like, yes, give me those pain meds. So I was definitely in a lot of pain in the hospital. And even when we went home, I was still pretty regimented about when I took my pain medicine, 3 to 4 hours, whatever it was. But then that tapered off about a week postpartum, and then, like I said, again, right around 12 days postpartum, I was done. So, yeah. Last but not least, let's touch on the kids and Chris and kind of how the family is adjusting. Hannah really loves him. She wants to hold him at least once a day, and whenever he cries, she comes running and wants to like check on him and stuff. So she's doing a good job of acknowledging him and being excited about him, but she's not like pushy or anything, which is good because he's still really tiny and it kind of scares me when the kids get like a little too interested. So she's doing a really good job of asking before she touches and stuff like that. So that's really good. William was very kind of oblivious to the baby in the hospital. He was much more concerned about seeing me and checking up on me and like, where have you been? What are you doing? And he kind of looked at the baby and he was like, yeah, that's great. And that continued on for probably the first like 5 days. And now he is definitely acknowledging Logan, and he always says like, is the baby cute? Logan's cute. And whenever he cries, he comes over and like wants to touch him. He likes rubbing his head, like rubbing his hair, and William will stand in front of him and be like, hi, and wave at him and stuff. But it hasn't been like too hands-on, except for the last couple of days. He's asked a few times to hold him, and as long as Logan isn't crying, William is more than happy to hold him for just a couple minutes. So I think that's a step in the right direction, and I'm glad that none of them are showing signs of being jealous or anything of the baby. I think that what helps that is the fact that Chris is home and is being very hands-on with the older two, so that they're not feeling neglected or anything like that. So we'll see how life is when Chris goes back to work, and we're kind of in our normal routine of stay-at-home mom with 3 kids and how I juggle that. I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest, I'm nervous. So let me show you the baby one more time, and then I'll cut this off because I think this video is going to be really long. Sorry, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the first 2 weeks, right? Everybody's adjusting, and so far it's been really good. And it's all really because of this guy. Logan is an excellent baby. Excellent baby. Look at you, you just slept the whole time. You're so good. You're such a good baby. Not that you can see, but he has these like dark blue-gray eyes that are very pretty, but they're much darker than like Hannah and William's were. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and for following along. If you're following my Instagram, you're probably getting the most pictures and updates and stuff. So make sure you do that if you're interested in our family and what's going on. And then also I'm posting updates and stuff on Facebook, so follow me there as well. And I will be filming and editing as much as possible, trying to take advantage of the next month that my husband has off. and getting updated on all these requested vlogs, but I'm also spending a lot of time with this guy because who wouldn't? He's so cute. You're so cute. And such a good baby. You slept through that whole thing. You did so good. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. You say bye? No? No?